Hello, hello, happy Saturday. How's everybody doing this fine Saturday? This is April Showers sharing the news in my opinion. But first, without further ado, let me start with my opening intro. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. What is going on? Ooh. Hold on, everybody. What are you doing? Okay. Okay, I am back. I am back. First of all, last year in May of 2023, we all heard about this Marine who had unalived an unarmed, homeless black man, and the Marine is a white man. Okay, now I know a lot of people, you know, We just gotta do the facts the way they are. There was an unarmed black man, 30-year-old black man by the name of Neely, Jordan Neely, who had been dealing with mental illness due to his mom being unalive. Hater butt files. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator, but he also struggled with mental illness, as most Americans have some type of mental illness. I'm having some Okay, so we have Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless dealing with mental issues, had been unalived. So therefore, some things affect people differently. He was a young kid time, and therefore he started dealing with mental illness and drug abuse. Now, people can say whatever they want to say. We do have a lot of people that are not strong. We have people in this world that suffer from mental illness. Mental illness is not dealt with in the United States of America. Okay? It's not dealt with. Again, Jordan Neely, 30 years old, was on the subway in New York hollering and screaming, he doesn't want to live, I don't want to be alive. Jordan Neely did not have any weapons on him. He was an unarmed man. Hey, Renee. So then we have Daniel Penny, an ex-Marine who was on the subway, okay, and he saw Jordan Neely having an episode, okay, and so instead of Mr. Daniel Penny, this Marine who they're trying to say he acted in good faith and he protected people against an unarmed man, instead of him being a true Marine. And again, these are the views and opinions expressed of me, my views and opinions. Instead of Mr. Daniel Penny, this Marine who they trying to give all of these accolades to, instead of him saying, my fellow brother, I need to maybe talk to you. Can I calm you down? Can I give you a reason to live? He decides to take Mr. Jordan Neely and put him in a chokehold where later Mr. Neely succumbed to his injuries. Why would you have to put an unarmed man in a chokehold? See, it's something with New York. That's the same thing them police officers did to Eric Gardner. In no shape, form, or fashion should Daniel Pitney, in my opinion, should have put him in a chokehold. Maybe held him, called 911, and say, okay, we have a man that needs some mental health treatment. People can miss me with anything they have to say on finding any excuse and finding Daniel Penny a hero. Daniel Penny is a punk, a bully, does not care about his fellow man. He did not have to put this man, remember he was unarmed. An unarmed man in a chokehold. Damn what they trying to make this man to be. So, what did you do, Daniel Penny? You thought, oh, we got a man talking about he don't want to be alive, he don't want to live, hollering and screaming. So was it unalive a Negro that day? Cause that's how I'm looking at this. Now I'm gonna let y'all listen to what has happened so far when this trial started.
This news story was written by Maham Javed. Trial begins for man charged in subway chokehold death. Here's what to know. Jury selection in the criminal trial of Daniel Penny, who placed Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold aboard a New York City train last year, begins on Monday. Jury selection for the criminal trial of Daniel Penny, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran charged with manslaughter for putting a deadly chokehold on subway performer Jordan Neely aboard a New York City train last year, began in May, are expected to last 6 weeks, according to the Associated Press. Penny is regarded by some New Yorkers as a white vigilante who caused the death of Neely, 30, a black man. Others have applauded Penny's actions and hailed him as a good Samaritan. Penny was charged after protesters and lawmakers called for his arrest, after a video of him holding Neely in a chokehold for at least 3 minutes was widely disseminated. Neely was pronounced dead at a hospital, and the death was ruled as a homicide caused by compression of the neck. Here's what to know about the trial. What do we know about Jordan Neely? Neely was known among subway riders for his moonwalking Michael Jackson impersonations. He had been struggling with drug addiction, mental illness, and homelessness, family and supporters said, The Washington Post previously reported. On May 1, 2023, witnesses said Neely had been acting erratically on the F train in Manhattan. Upon entering the train, Neely began shouting that he was hungry and fed up before removing his jacket and aggressively whipped it to the floor, said freelance journalist. Other witnesses said he had been demanding money while making what they perceived to be threats, such as, someone is going to die today, and that he was ready to go to Rikers and ready to do life. Neely's family and supporters have said he was crying out for help. In 2007, when Neely was a teenager, his mother was strangled to death by her boyfriend, and her body was found in a suitcase in the Bronx. Neely testified at trial, and Sean Sutherland was convicted of murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Neely's supporters say his mental health had deteriorated since. What are the charges against Daniel Penny? Penny, who served 4 years in the Marines before being discharged in 2021, approached Neely after he began shouting and other passengers began clearing the car, according to Vasquez. Penny pinned Neely to the ground and placed him in a chokehold while 2 other passengers helped restrain Neely. In Vasquez's video for several minutes, Neely is seen flailing and kicking his legs while trying to break loose from the chokehold. Neely was later pronounced dead at a hospital, and his death was ruled a homicide. Penny later described Neely to the police as a crackhead and showed officers the technique he had used to restrain him, according to recorded statements seen by the AP. Penny was arrested last year and then set free on a $100,000 bond. If convicted of second-degree manslaughter, he faces up to 15. Penny's lawyer, Stephen Razor, said their defense will include other potential causes for Neely's death, such as the presence of a high level of synthetic cannabinoid known as K2 in Neely's toxicology report, according to the AP. Lawyers will also argue that Penny did not apply pressure on Neely consistently enough to make him unconscious, much less kill him. The video shows Neely in the chokehold for roughly 3 minutes, but Vasquez wrote on Facebook that the men were in that position for about 15 minutes while other passengers and the train operator called the police, the Post previously reported. In a statement released through his lawyers before his arrest in 2023, Penny said he acted in self-defense and never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely death. In January, while attempting to have the manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide charges against him dropped, Penny's attorneys unsuccessfully argued that the 25-year-old risked his own life and safety to protect other subway passengers. Earlier this month, Razor told the AP, "If Danny is convicted, his conviction will have a chilling effect on every New Yorker's right and duty to stand up for each other." Kim Belware, Timothy Bella, and Andrea Salcedo contributed to this report.
If that ain't a crock of shit, if I didn't ever heard it. Putting a man, a mentally ill, unarmed man, in a chokehold. Remember, he had no weapons. Why couldn't you just hold him? It was 3 men, right? Why did you have to put him in the chokehold? Now, this is the latest breaking news. This is what happened yesterday. Because the jury, they couldn't reach a verdict. So the judge have now dropped some the manslaughter charges. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this crap up. This is wrong. This was outright a white soldier, a Marine soldier, unaliving a homeless man who was dealing with his own trauma of seeing his mother being unalived and put in a suitcase. As of yesterday, this is what happened. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up.
Give Tim. Give Tim.
Hold on, that's the ad for you. This is wrong on so many levels. You right, Renee. Just downright wrong.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Waters along with Katie Pavlich, Harold Ford Jr., Haley McEnany, and Joey Jones. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. The judge in the Daniel Penny trial giving an unprecedented lifeline to Alvin Bragg and the prosecution. He's dismissing the most serious charge of manslaughter in the second degree after the jury was deadlocked on it all day. But Penny still faces a second lesser charge for negligent homicide. Let's go right to CB Cotton, who is live outside the courthouse in New York City. CB. Hi, Jesse. Well, Daniel Penny's fate still hangs in limbo now that jurors return on Monday to debate whether he's guilty of that lesser charge, criminally negligent homicide. As you mentioned, the judge dismissed the most serious charge in the case, second-degree manslaughter, after jurors came back twice saying they were deadlocked on it. Around noon today was the first time that they announced they couldn't reach a unanimous decision, and the judge had to give what's called an Allen charge, which is when a judge urges jurors to go back, deliberate, try to reach a verdict. The judge overseeing the trial explained to jurors, hey, if you don't reach a unanimous decision on this charge, a new trial will be set with a new jury. But around 3 p.m., after the lunch hour, they came back deadlocked again. There was debate between prosecutors, defense attorneys, and the judge ultimately making the decision to dismiss that top charge. Since when deliberations first began on Tuesday, jurors have asked to review several pieces of video evidence in the case, parts of the medical examiner testimony, and they've asked the judge to review parts of the law. Retired New York City criminal court judge George Grasso explained to me what makes this case so hard for jurors.
Well, that's the reason why this is such a hard case for jurors acting in good faith based on the evidence presented in front of them. They start off with the premise that the defendant in this case was a good man trying to do the right thing and act as a good Samaritan and help people. And now they're being asked to potentially convict this man for manslaughter and or criminally negligent homicide. That's a hard burden that they have.
And Penny still faces a potential prison sentence of up to 4 years in prison if jurors find him guilty on this lesser charge. Jesse.
All right, CB, thanks very much. Harold Ford Jr.
That's a doggone shame.
Am I right?
I mean, what is there even to discuss? First of all, Daniel Penny did not have to put Jordan Neely in a chokehold. This is wrong on so many levels. To anybody, to anybody that says Daniel Penny was a good Samaritan, then you're nuts. You're out of you're. I don't know what you people are looking at, because if Daniel Penny, this superb Marine, he did not have to put Jordan Neely in a chokehold. He could have just restrained him, called 911, and say, I have a mentally ill person. In my opinion, this was outright unaliving. A white Marine killed a black homeless man, and now he wants to go around and act like he's this super vigilante. No, Daniel Penny should go to prison for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. Anybody that has family that's dealing with mental illness, and you think it's okay because your mentally ill family member is having an episode, and it's not up to us to decide, oh, they shouldn't be having an episode. Talk to y'all leaders in this United States of America about the treatment of mental health people. How would you feel if this was your child or your family member that was unarmed, just yelling and screaming? We see this every day. Some people do on the subways, in the streets. Daniel Penny was a bully. A bully. What was you saving people from? What? He did not have a weapon. He was unarmed. Saving the people from what? You had people look at a man being unalive, which I'm going to show you that video. This world, the people in this world, you people have gone crazy. You know, 2024 has really revealed how sick you people are out there. If anybody says this man was right in putting an unarmed man in a chokehold, I can't get with you. I cannot get with you. What did he save people from? Because he did not have a weapon. What? Yelling? Screaming? Yelling and screaming. Hold on, I'm going to show you the video. I mean, you can't make this up. We still have, and I hate to say it, this to me, this was a hate crime. This is my opinion. This was a white kid showing that he was a bully with a black, homeless, mentally ill, unarmed man. Now, y'all can miss me with anything you got to say. The man, Jordan, did not have a weapon. A weapon. This is just sad. This is sad. Anybody that defends this, you ain't itch in my book. You's a sorry sack of shit. Because a fellow Marine, you know, they want to put him on this pedestal as a fellow Marine. If you were such a fellow Marine, you would have restrained him until the police arrived. I don't know what it is with New York and these chokeholds, but Daniel Penny is a bully. A bully. He was not protecting people from nothing. An unarmed man. A mental illness man yelling and screaming. Hold on for one moment. Anybody that rides any of these subways, anybody that goes downtown in any of these bigger cities, you have all type of homeless people, people with mental illness, walking around yelling, screaming, talking about they see God, Allah, anybody talking to themselves. So you mean to tell me, you trying to tell me now that these people are a threat to society and they don't have weapons? Unarmed, homeless, mentally ill people? I can't make this up. Lord have mercy on anybody's soul. If you think Daniel Penny is a good Samaritan, Daniel Penny is a bully. Hold on, I'm gonna get the video. Man, I am like 38 9mm hot. I am hot. And who are we? This young man, Jordan Neely, mother was unalived by her boyfriend and put in a suitcase. And this kid had to testify. And he hasn't been the same. And he deserved to be unalived the way he did due to his trauma of seeing this, due to him not being able to deal with this. And we want to call this man, Daniel Penny, a good Samaritan? Oh my God. I don't know. I can't get with this. Um, Hold on, let me get ready to show y'all the videotape. The kid, Daniel Penny, is a bully, a white young bully, a white man, a 25-year-old bully who unalived a black homeless man. Hey, B. Sparrow, there's no other way. There's no other way to put it. He's a bully. So hold on. And to think, you know what's the sad part about it? Is you you get people that's going along with this crap. I don't know if I can even look at this video again. But if you want to, there is video. There is video. There is video. People were telling Penny to let Neely go. To let him go. You know, the fact that Daniel Penny put him in a chokehold because of an unarmed homeless man yelling and screaming. And all of these people talking about they fear for their life in all of these big cities. I need to know how much y'all paid y'all was paid. Because on these in these bigger cities, on the subway, every day there is some quote unquote crazy delusional person on these subways. Okay? So all of that trying to find people talking about they were fearful for their life is a bunch of bullshit. All Daniel Penny had to do was if he felt like Jordan Neely, say his name, Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless Michael Jackson impersonator who saw his mom being unalive as a teenager and put in a suitcase, who's been struggling from his trauma, his own trauma. This is crazy. Like, Daniel Penny should have never intervened. Or since, they want to label him as a good Samaritan, so now we take homeless people that's undone. I bet you Daniel Penny wouldn't have went up against any of those school SHOOTERS, but you gonna go for a young black kid, homeless black kid, cause you a bully? Jordan Neely, who was homeless and dealing with mental illness at such a young age, my heart goes out for him. I know his mother met him and said, "Come on home, son." This story has me so upset right now because here again, they want to make the bad guy look like the great guy, like he was Captain Save America that day against an unarmed black homeless man. So every day on these subways, and y'all can say whatever y'all want to, okay? There's a whole bunch of fighting, cussing, yelling, and screaming, okay? People fight over a seat. So I don't want to hear nothing about I feel threatened. If you feel threatened, you wouldn't even ride the subway. That's part of life. You don't know what you're going to get on public transportation. And so, because Daniel Penny decides that I'm going to step in and I'm going to unalive somebody today. What was, I need to understand, what was Daniel Penny, what was he defending himself against? The guy didn't have a weapon. What was he defending himself against? Somebody yelling, screaming, hollering, having a mental episode? I mean, you could have stood in front of him. You didn't have to put him in a chokehold. On May 1st, 2023, a kid by the name of Jordan Neely was unalived. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I had to come in on another device. Hold on. So, this is awful. In my book, this is a sad day when we have people that are actually defending Daniel Penny, calling him a hero against an unarmed man. Like, so you mean to tell me that anybody that's suffering from mental illness, that are homeless, or anybody that deserve that snaps for a day, you know, when they snap, but they don't have any weapons. You know, you a big bad Marine. You didn't have to put him in a chokehold. You could have subdued him. People were telling you to stop choking him, Daniel Penny, but you kept choking him because you did just what you were set out to do. And that was, in my opinion, to kill a homeless black man. This is April Showers. The views and opinions expressed are those of mine. I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I done got too old. I don't have to answer to any of y'all anyway. I respect your opinion, but I'm calling it the way I see it. So that means from now on, people can just grab people on subways that are unarmed, that are having an episode, and put them in a chokehold and keep them there for, he was saying 10 minutes, but the people that recorded it, it was quite a while. The people that was allegedly scared were screaming for Daniel Penny to stop choking the man. So some of these people saw, as we did with George Floyd, they saw a man unalived right in front of them. You can't make this up. I don't want anybody to be saying this man is a good Samaritan. This man is a bully and he should go to prison. If that's the case, that means every homeless person can be unalived because America, the United States of America, does not address mental health, does not have good mental health facilities for mentally ill people. And I don't need none of y'all talking about Jordan Neely's father or family shouldn't be suing, they should. That ain't none of y'all business. Y'all have not dealt with Jordan Neely's mental illness in no shape, form, or fashion. Should Jordan Neely had been unalived on May 1st, 2023 by a bully who's saying he is a Marine who put an unarmed man in a chokehold and unalived him. You, Daniel Penny, in my opinion, you are a big bully. You ain't nothing. You a sorry sack of shit. And there's no excuse for your behavior. Throwing a coat on the ground, talking about I'm homeless, I'm tired, does not justify you to unalive somebody. This is April Showers, and this is my opinion, and I stand by it. If you would like to leave a comment, you know, we've got to fight for the children. We've got to fight for the homeless, the mentally ill, the veterans. I mean, I'm so bent out of shape about this. I'm like, who would have a problem? I wouldn't have a problem throwing this man in jail. I would not have a problem with finding this Daniel Penny guilty. Guilty. Everybody knew him on the subway. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator. This kid was dealing with his own trauma. But unfortunately, you got people in the world that want to say people with mental illness, which about 80% of Americans are dealing with some type of mental illness. Y'all better check yourself before you wreck yourself. A lot of y'all are walking around with a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma. Some can just mask their hurt and trauma better than others. America, I could not believe this. I could not believe this. This is unacceptable behavior. Where is the love for the homeless, for the mentally ill. If this was your child, if this was your child, and that crap that Daniel Penny is trying to give is he was saving people, he's full of shit. This is April Showers. I thank y'all for listening to my show. This country does not care about mentally ill people. This country does not care about homeless people. This country does not care about black people. Yep, I said it. Again, um, I'm gonna run some more audio on this. This could be your family. I want you to keep in mind, this could be your cousin, your child, a family member that you pray for day in and day out. Because, you know, you realize that they're weak. Everybody's not strong. Everybody's not normal. And you realize that nobody cares about the mentally ill. I want to let you guys know who Jordan Neely is.
When you're facing legal challenges,
Hold
you
on.
need an advocate that's going to fight for you.
You know, this is awful. This should not.
Right outside of the courthouse right now, we do have family members speaking from the Neely family. Let's listen in on live now. There was no way you could put 9 white people in a room that would find Daniel Penny guilty.
True.
They picked a white supremacist jury specialist to target the racists in that jury. The prosecution pointed out the fact that defense was eliminating people based on race. Let me take it back because I don't want to scare y'all. Logically thinking, if you pick a white supremacist jury specialist and you pack the jury with white people, obviously you think race has a significant role in this case. And obviously you are looking for that one white supremacist holdout. That one holdout. Might have been more, but there was definitely one person in there that said, I'm not going to convict this white kid for killing that poor little mentally ill Negro piece of trash. Forgive my language, but I'm proving a point. This is how they think. The defendant himself called Jordan a dirty crackhead. And the police let him go. The police found inconsistencies in his story and allowed Daniel Penny to walk free. When does that happen for black people? Am I not making my point clear enough? Racism has its tentacles all over this case. Racism has its evil tentacles all over its case and all around the minds of white America. Are all white people bad? No. The prosecution did a phenomenal job. The judge is trying his hardest to bring justice to Jordan Neely's name. But racism is still alive and kicking in America. There's no other way to view this. Everyone has looked at the case, and those among you who say that Daniel Penny is innocent have racism and bias in your heart. If you look at the facts of this case, then you understand that Daniel Penny is guilty. But today, white supremacy got another victory. Today, the KKK, the Klansmen, the evil in America got another victory. They got that top charge dismissed. America shall continue to America and shall continue to place second-class status on black people. And black people don't get your hopes up. I'm going to spare you the shock. Even if convicted of the top charge, he wasn't getting more than 4 years. We don't get justice in these buildings. They might throw us a crumb here and there, but we don't get justice in these buildings. And I dare you to show me a study or some case law to prove that, to disprove that.
Shavonna Newsom, CHIVONA, NEWSOME. I'm the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Greater New York. I stand here heartbroken because I have to hug a father who knows that the murderer of his son will most likely go free, who has to look in the face of a jury that no matter the facts, no matter the expert witnesses, no matter the people yelling on that train that day to let Jordan go, you will kill him. They will not find a white man guilty of killing a black man in modern day America. This is no different than Jim Crow. This looks like a picture out of the picture book when you look at that anonymous jury. We have baby boomers who were there doing Jim Crow on this jury. We have young people who are looking at Daniel Penny as a hero. And what America is a hero, a killer. He didn't give a crap about Jordan. The medical examiner said Jordan turned purple. Yes, black people can turn purple when they're denied oxygen. Every lab report showed he died of asphyxiation. And that doesn't matter because they want to spare a white man the penalty of his crimes. America has not changed, and I hate to say it, it may never change. And people who keep asking, are we going to riot? Are we going to protest? Is that what's needed? Do glass have to break? Do cars have to burn for a black man to get justice in America? We can't show up with peace. We can't show up with facts. We can't show up with evidence and witness after witness. You give us nothing. And then you ask us to love this country. America hates black people, and we see it from that jury pool.
Amen, my sister.
And his name was Jordan Neely.
Say his name Jordan Neely. And people that say that why didn't people care when he was mentally ill and homeless? You people are sick too. Y'all don't know what his family went through trying to deal with mental illness and homelessness. Y'all want to talk about the father. Y'all want to talk about every time. Y'all want to talk about his struggle. So Daniel Penny gets held a hero for killing an unarmed black man. So they say a Marine veteran used his training to protect an innocent life from a clown. Really? America has showed its true colors again. Mental illness, we need more mental health facilities because dealing with people with mental illness is not easy. It's not easy. But just because it's not easy does not mean a mentally ill person deserves to die. You know, a true Marine, I thought, was to help. Yeah. So you guys can sit around and laugh and talk about Jordan Neely, a mentally ill person who suffers from mental illness. All you want, you can make fun. You know, I've seen some of the comments. They're talking about Jordan Neely, you know, like he's trash. Awful. So, so all I can say is until this hits your door, and most of you people in America, regardless of your race, color, or creed, have dealt with mental illness, drug addicts, and everything. And I'm pretty sure you loved your loved one. And again, Jordan Neely did not deserve to be unalived Any of you that think that Daniel Penny is a hero, I don't know what heroes are then. That is not a hero. That is not a hero. It's not. I pray you all can find compassion in your heart for Jordan Neely and everyone. This is April Shower. I'm out.